But speaking about getting back in the ring, another former WWE wrestler is perhaps eyeing a return, and we talked to this guy about it a little bit when Daniel Bryan was making his return and having his first WrestleMania match back. But Corey
Hmm.
Graves reportedly was training with his brother for like the first time in 5 years. Corey was forced in retirement because of concussions and such, and his in-ring career got cut very short, but fortunately for him, he carved out such a terrific role as a commentator. But now, as he was very open with us, that he said that he was a little, for lack of a better term, jealous of Daniel Bryan's return, and then he's now said that he's somewhat inspired by Edge's return to the ring after all this time. So Corey Graves may be eyeing a return to the ring. Not one that I would have expected because again he is so damn good as a commentator
Hmm.
that but I get the feeling of unfinished business and that your career in the ring didn't end on your terms. So I certainly, if that's what he wants to do and he can do it safely and keep his health and wits about him, then by all means, that's very exciting. What do you think about a potential Corey Graves return to the ring?
Well, I just okay. Kudos to him. Obviously, as you just mentioned, you see all these other guys whose careers have been cut short, making comebacks with the advancement of modern science and medicine, and some of them been able to heal better than expected. So therefore, giving them a reason to maybe come back now. But with Corey, so his was concussion. So I just think of like someone like Steve Young. Remember, he had his concussions and he had to retire early. So
Yeah, but Steve Young at least had like a full career. I
yeah.
mean, like he retire a little sooner because of it? Yes, but he was a world champion. He got to do a lot of things and earn all these accolades. Corey got cut short while he was still in NXT when NXT was still very much so developmental. So I understand that like the
But
itch to still want to finish it on your terms more so.
true, but I just wonder how effective would he be? Like nothing against him, but like will he be somewhat of a draw? Would he go to NXT first? Would he go to SmackDown? Would they use it as an angle to because I know Sheamus the last couple weeks has been eyeballing pretty hard Michael Cole's
Yeah.
in regards to the whole, Jeff Hardy segments and stuff, but maybe does Corey Graves on behalf of Michael Cole defends his honor and is that a way to get him back in the ring for at least maybe one more match? That could be a possibility. But I just think I'm just curious. Sure, he can make a comeback, but what can he get? I mean, out of it other than just maybe the thrill and that the adrenaline rush of performing. But for right now, there's no crowd, so like, why would you make it a return right now with no one to like get that pop for?
Well, I don't think it's going to happen overnight, but
Okay, but I just feel like what's sure if he comes back, but like what Daniel Bryan when Daniel Bryan or Edge come back, these are main eventers. So nothing against Corey Graves, but it's like okay, if he comes back, what's he gonna accomplish? Maybe an Intercontinental title. I mean, that's as bad as I can see him. I don't see him as a main eventer.
well, not
So
yet, not yet because he hasn't been. But if he comes back and becomes a full time wrestler, I don't think there's anything to say that he can't work his way up to that status. Or, even if it's a short run, just in a prominent role in a big storyline, he'll be cemented, more as a bigger guy. It's not like I think that is a good point because there's an unknown to him in terms of what his ceiling is as
yeah.
an active competitor. But I don't think he has a ceiling just because it was cut so short. So we don't
Hmm.
really know. So I don't want to sell him short that hey, he could only reach like this level or that level. I don't think that's a knowable quantity right now because again, he was forced to the sideline. They were very high on him when he did get forced to the sideline. I think the fact that they were so high on him is why that they made such an effort to retain him and turn him into the commentator that he is today.
Hmm.
So I think if he is able to get back in the ring and be the old Corey Graves that people in the office were so believing in, that he could really do something, and it's a great story. However, the thing about Corey is though it's a great babyface story, and he is very much so a natural heel. So
Yeah.
it's not like it's not your stereotypical feel good story. I think that would if you want to set him up for the best success, because I do think he's just such a natural heel that you would want to go with that story, and they can certainly do that. But it's exciting. It certainly is something that I did not expect coming into this week, that I would be seeing news about Corey Graves potentially eyeing an in-ring return, because it's just one of those things that's just never really been bandied about, and so now he's eyeing it, and that's good for him.